What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of TK's Brew. I'm your host, DJ Kino, with my co-host, Tom, in the building. Say what's up.
How's it going, guys?
And we have a very special guest in the building as well. Say what's up to Dorian.
What's up, guys?
All right. So we're going to ask Dorian a couple questions about his life, get to know him. He is a manager at Rooftop and Aquarium, where my boy Tom is a bartender. I am a DJ at. And we're just going to get to know him a little bit. So tell us about your background. Tell us about like where you're from. I know you're from like the New York area. How was it growing up in New York?
It was pretty good. I was born and raised in New York. I moved out here when I was 21. Definitely a big change in, lifestyle. The Bronx area is really rugged, very like hardcore. I'm sure you heard they're saying like, it's a concrete jungle. If you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I could definitely see how like the difference between people from New York to here. When I first landed here, when I was 21, one takeaway I got from that was everyone was just so polite, and I just wasn't used to that. If you think about it, in New York, you're in subways, in train stations, where it's like if you look at somebody funny, they'll be like, "What are you looking at?" And they'll just try to start shit. Over here we're just kind of like, hey, what's up, like, how are you? Or a random stranger would be like, give you a compliment in Austin here. I'm just like, damn, like it took a while to adjust to that. And that's what I fell in love with the city, is that everyone just kind of like open-minded here and just kind of like a lot more polite than New York. But I get why New York, everyone is like, New Yorkers are assholes, and I could see why, because everyone's just in a rush to get somewhere. If you think about it, you have to catch a bus, to catch a train, to catch another bus. It's like you don't have time to say hello. Like, dude, I'm always on the go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
At first, did you originally like feel like this has to be too good to be true?
in Austin.
Yeah, coming to Austin, like that change from
Oh yeah, it was
like people being stuck up, and then now you have people being polite, having that Texas hospitality.
Oh,
was
that's
that like
exactly what it is. The
it
Texas
was like this can't be true.
No,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
definitely. It was just a change of the pace itself too. Was just like the day would just go slower. Would just go by slower.
No,
I'm just like, damn, like it was just a lot more chill here. This was years ago, obviously. 10 years now I'm in Austin. I'm 30, 31 now. So yeah, to answer your question is, definitely the hospitality here was just tremendous. I love it here. I fell in love with it just for, based on the people itself.
That's that Texas charm.
Yeah, it's nice, man. It's like it's definitely a change.
So what brought you to Texas?
It's funny, growing up in New York in the Bronx area, I just never felt like home. I have 4 siblings, and I was one out of 4 brothers that left home. And just growing up, I even told my siblings, I'm like, hey, like I don't feel like this is home. Like, it just never felt like home to me. Like I like the city, but it's just like the people in the city. The way I've seen it is just like the crab in a barrel, where it's just like when they see somebody like try to make something of themselves, they're kind of either envious or they just talk shit about them, or just trying to like grab in a barrel, just trying to bring them back down. So, to answer your question, my one of my close friends here, he moved here first, and he had family here. And when he was here for like about a year and a half, he was like, hey, come visit Austin, come visit Texas. And at the time I stopped working at the hospital. I used to work at the New York Presbyterian Hospital for about 2.5 years. I was like, all right, let me try, let me just come visit.
Wait, side note, what'd you do at the hospital?
Just a financial counselor.
Oh,
I wasn't like a fucking surgeon.
I thought you were about to be a fucking nurse.
No, I wasn't a surgeon, but I was just a financial counselor.
Fucking breaking your scrubs.
This is stupid. And so when I came to visit, I packed for like a week and a half, but I never went back. I came to visit, and I stayed here. I ended up just staying here. I crashed on the couch for a while, and my parents, especially my mother, she was like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "Fuck!" Like, "Hey, I'm not coming back."
Oh,
so
shit.
Growing up in a Hispanic environment, the family, she's like, "What the hell do you mean you're not coming back?" There was no proper goodbye, and I get why she was pissed. And when I was younger, I was 21. I was like, "You don't understand, you don't get it, blah blah blah." But like, growing up more, being more mature, I was just like, fuck, like you didn't give your mother or father a proper goodbye. It was just like, I'll see you in a week and a half, like you're gonna come back. But so I kind of sucked on, now seeing it now, I can see why she was upset. Like, bro, you didn't say
I mean, do you regret it?
No, moving here?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's
No.
the best decision of my fucking life.
That's crazy.
Literally the best move I've ever made. And, you know, yeah, I visit New York every once a year to see my family because they still live there. So,
yeah.
No, the best move ever.
Has your mom's perspective changed from you, like, moving here now, like, before?
Yeah, absolutely.
When she gave you all that crap, in a sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It took a while because me being 20, you know, just turned 21, she's what's going to happen to my son? Like, what is he doing there? She's scared of, like, you know, I mean, I can't relate because I don't have a kid, but I can only imagine what she went through. Like, your 21-year-old who left the nest is going to another fucking state by himself
across the country.
Yeah, yeah. So I could see why she's always, it was nerve-wracking for her. She would be like, "What are you gonna do there?" Like, I'm like, I'll figure it out. Like, I need to figure it out. And I think I got that from my dad's side. You know, him. You know, my parents being an immigrant background, moving from Mexico to here at such a young age. He moved here when he was like 18. He had 5 boys by like 20 fucking your age. Think about that. Like, he had 5 boys at your age in New York. Like, so I think I got that side from my dad. And my dad was more understanding than my mom, obviously. My dad was just like, figure it out. Like, I'm here if you need me. You got to do what you got to do. My mom was just kind of like the opposite. But to answer your question, she didn't know. She was scared of, like, what are you going to do with your life? Like, I can't protect you kind of thing. And, you know, like I said, as I got older, I understood why she was scared. Like, her son moving cross country.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, the most I've done is, I mean, I just moved in from Houston. When I turned 18, literally not even like a week after I graduated high school, I got into a program at Texas State and dipped to San Marcos. And ever since then, I just never came back. Like, I came back for like almost 3 months because of COVID. And that's the most I lived with my mom and dad. But, like,
how did they take it?
My dad wanted me the fuck out. Hey, that's no offense, Dad. But that's like the white kind of in me, and I have a Mexican mom, so my mom's like, "No, stay, don't leave, don't leave. You know, when you're coming back." Every time I leave, like, I go visit, but I visit a lot. Like, I go home. I mean, it's Houston. It's 2.5 hours. It's not New York. You know, I don't have to pay $1,000 plane ticket to go over there, or like $500 plane ticket, whatever. But I mean, so I go there like once a month all the time to go see them. But even then, my mom's like, "Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving?"
Right.
So like, I get it. It is trippy leaving. Like, but like, leaving such a far distance that's crazy.
Yeah, I think the hardest part for me, and I was homesick for like 3 months.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I was gonna do, and it took a while for me to like adapt.
Yeah.
But I think the hardest thing was just leaving family, my siblings behind, and not in a way where it's like I'm gonna, like, not in a malicious or like in a messed up way. Like, I'm leaving out behind. It's more like I need to figure out my way. Like, I need to figure out my own path, because it isn't being behind an office. No offense to anyone who's doing a 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong. Like, everyone has their place in life.
It's actually a great topic. I kind of
no, we'll definitely talk more on that. Because I don't like, and when anyone's like, "Oh, having a 9 to 5 job," like, dude, it pays bills. It puts food in people's.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And you know, I tip my hat off to that, because I'm sure they don't want to do that, but they have to do it. They do it. So it's just
I feel like it's not a have to. I don't know if you like. I want to talk about that so bad.
That's fine. You could talk. You were talking right now.
Because, like, I don't think you have to. I think it's more of it's just convenient. And
I agree.
I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't agree with that," but because, I mean, yeah, they got to go to school, they have to grind for it, and I get it. They're trying to grind in the workplace, but like, starting from scratch, like, as a DJ, and DJs realize this too, like, every DJ starts from nothing. You start with a board, you know, if you even start with a board. You know, sometimes you'll borrow your friend's board if you go to a gig for your first time, or you just happen to they have equipment. But, like, working a 9 to 5 is just so, like, it's just so, like, easy in a sense. Like, it's there. You have the benefits. Like, you get comfy. You don't want to, like, grind hard. I know you want to pitch in on that one too.
Yeah.
And go for it. Yeah.
No, it's just like, it's very limiting, so to speak, because and I feel like a lot of it too is just to have a title for most people, because I do recall, like, the last job that I had at a warehouse as a supervisor, you know, I had a great position, great title, great job, et cetera, but I just couldn't fully come to my own potential. You know, it was always abide by these rules, these guidelines, do what is told by my upper bosses, and then carry that down to the bottom, you know, pretty much. So it's like, it pretty much removes you as a person and getting to express yourself artistically, your mentality, your you know, everything about you.
And like a puppet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you're pretty much just a puppet. You're just playing the part to get X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And that's like the big thing. It's like, it just limits you from
really
growing as a person.
It really does.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm there with both of you guys, and there's no wrong answer here. Like, if you know, like I said, it's not for everyone. It definitely wasn't for me. Yeah. After 2.5 years, I think I started when I was like 18, and I remember asking my supervisor. I'm not gonna name names, but I asked my supervisor, and I was like, "Hey, do you like it here?" Just like to pick her brain, and her response wasn't. It didn't sit well with me. Yeah, because she was there for 12 years at that point, I believe. She's like, it pays the bills, and that just stuck with me forever.
Doesn't that kill you? Like, it kills me.
It stuck with me forever. I'm like, I didn't hear like I love it. I didn't hear like, oh yeah, like the environment. Like all I heard was it pays the bills, and I made a decision like this isn't for me. Like I can't waste 10 more years, and the next young buck who pulls up and asks me the same question, I'm like, it pays the bills. So it's like I said, it's just an eye opener for me. That's all it was. Like it was a good experience. I met some cool people and learned some cool things, but I knew how to kind of like steer clear from.
And like we're pretty. I mean, in our situations, like none of us have kids. You know, none of us have anyone we have to support. I mean, I got to support this little furry dude in the video, but like that's it. You know, so like I see where they come from, as in like, you know, you may not like it. Like for instance, like. Let's call him my dad. But my dad has a job where he does make a decent amount of money, but he's not happy with it. And that stuck with me for the longest time. I was like, I don't want to sit there and, you know, if I have a family, whatever, kids, whatever, wife, whatever, I want them to be like, you know, wow, you know, he's doing what he loves. He started everything from scratch. Like, I don't want to be there like, oh, I just do this for the money. Like I did it for y'all, I did it for that, which I get. It is respectful, but it's not like, you know, it's crazy to think you only live once. You know, it's cheesy to say, but it's true. I'm not going to die and know that like I just paid the bills. Like that would kill me. Mm-hmm. I want to die knowing that I started an empire.
Right. No, I agree.
I started a fucking businesses up the ass. I did everything I did just from my brain, from creativity and just like saying, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make it happen. Yeah. So that's me.
No, I agree. I'm there with you. I can definitely relate. I think one of my biggest fears is not reaching my full potential. Like you talked about. Like I don't want to go out knowing that I could have done more in all aspects. Like I don't want to be like, fuck, like what if I push myself harder? What if I learn something new? Or, you know, just kind of like, I don't want to live a mediocre life. And that could look like it anyway. Like it's not just like, I don't want to, again, when I say these things, I don't want to down or shit on anyone. Yeah. It looks any way you want it to look.
It's all good. We have like 30 views. But.
No, it's all good. Yeah, for now. For now. But I think my biggest thing is like when I'm on that deathbed, it's like I did everything that I wanted to the fullest. Mm-hmm. And I could die in peace.
Bro, I'm trying to die with a smile on my face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like knowing that like there's not a single thing I didn't miss.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Which is crazy, like, you want to get real into it. That's why, like, some people will say they're not scared of death. I'm scared of death. I don't want to die young. I don't want to die tomorrow. I don't want to die next week knowing that, like, I didn't accomplish any, like, the shit that it's like, you know, I'm starting all this shit, but, like, bam, I never saw its full potential. Like, that would fucking suck.
Which brings me up to, like, the other topic of just, like, the instant gratification that today's society kind of brings up. Yeah. To kind of mask that, you know.
Touch
like
on that. What do you mean?
In terms of, for example, I mean, despite us working in the bar industry, it just becomes a routine for people to kind of shallowly escape, you know. Mm-hmm. They drink alcohol, they indulge, they kind of have a mentality like, oh, we're young, you know, we're only young this once. Yeah. But it's just they're kind of neglecting the importance of what's to come later on in life, because say, for example, you drink for an extended period of time, you go out to eat, you do all these random things that are bad for your body, for your health, and a lot of things that are not even good for your mental health on top of that. And it just brings me to the point of, at a certain point, it just starts to decline. And it's just pretty much a masking for that thing alone right there. It's just like people being scared of that and not wanting to acknowledge death.
Oh, I remember
that it's inevitable.
It's like your escape from reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're numbing it. Like you're kind of like, you're going to deal with it. You're going to have to eventually look in the mirror and deal with reality.
Yeah.
And like you said, like with the industry, being in the industry for 10 years, like I've seen many people come and go. And what I mean by that, just in all positions.
Yeah.
Door guy, bar bag, managers, bartenders. Like I've seen them come and go. And to touch on that, and what I always told, like, I hate saying my staff. When I told staff, like these young bucks, these young bartenders, I'm like, I'm like, don't waste it. Like you're in a good position. You're making good money. You have a great schedule. Don't just fucking party your ass off. And then 4 or 5 years pass and you're like, what the fuck did I do? Like I had an opportunity. I have my youth. I'm I could work hard. I have good money. I have a great schedule. Like take advantage of that. Don't just fucking party every Sunday, Tuesday, fucking Wednesday. And then years pass by and you're like, crap. Like all I did was blow my money. Celebrated nothing. I went out drinking, popping bottles for what? And then I look back and I'm like, and now you're just like, fuck, now I got to start over kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. By that time, you're like 30, 35.
Oh, absolutely.
But
I agree.
The crazy thing, and you hit on this when I talked to you on the phone, is we have to, I don't want to promote drinking because I agree that drinking is one of the most harmful things in America. Like it's horrible for your body. It's horrible for your mind. It's horrible for everything. It's nothing but negatives except for what fucking 6 hours of positivity you're getting from being drunk as fuck. But in this industry that we are in, especially for me, because I mean, like you guys, like y'all are probably going to get out of this. Like you're not going to be a manager at a bar forever unless you want to own a bar, essentially.
You never know.
That's true.
I'm not against the idea.
Yeah. And he's going to be out of the industry before probably both of us. For me as a DJ, I'm kind of stuck in this and it kills me because I almost have to promote alcohol consumption, but I'm not really with it. And it's weird. And we were hinting on that the other day.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways around it, in my opinion. Of course, I'm a manager of 2 bars. Yeah. And it's funny because I didn't see it this way because I'm a few months in of like not drinking,
which is great.
And mentally I feel better, physically I feel better. A lot more productive throughout my day. I wake up early, and it took me a while to kind of like step back from the industry and just kind of see it from like the outside end. And like I just spoke on with the whole let that time pass. Like I had to kind of like look at in the mirror and be like, dude, like don't get you hear it all the time. 6th Street will consume you, like without even realizing it. Like time flies, like on 6th Street. So I had to look in the mirror and be like, dude, like take my own advice, pretty much. Like start something, create something. You're still young. I'm fucking 31. Like you're not old. Yeah, like, not at all.
Not at all. It's young.
And I just have to realize that, like we were talking on the phone. It's like I posted something up on Instagram, and it was something about drinking, and like don't drink something. It was like promoting to like watch your mental health, like pull back on drinking, and it was just so not weird, but it was just I get where they were coming from. I had a bunch of messages on my inbox. They were like, "Aren't you manager at a bar? Like you're supposed to like promote this shit," and it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, but they had a point. It's like one of those things where I'm like, if I'm telling people to stop drinking, but I need them to come drink to like make more money, pay the bills, sales will go up, et cetera, et cetera. So there's got to be a fine middle there.
And it's not like we're a restaurant bar, like, and our bars don't, we're not like fucking Houston. Yeah, I'm calling y'all out. Who have like $45 fucking cover charges at the door. No, our money is solely in Austin, Texas, for the most part, like 90% of the bars. Alcohol consumption. That's it. Bottle sales, alcohol, drinks, alcohol. That's it.
Yeah.
That is what's running the lights. That is what's paying my bills. That's what's paying his bills, paying his bills. I mean, that's the craziest part is it literally is paying all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the best thing to do is like try to find that fine line. Because I mean, of course, don't get me wrong, even as a bodybuilder, it's like for me, I like to have a drink from time to time. Like I'm not gonna shit on it completely. Like everybody, you know, should have that, but they should also have that control in a sense of, you know, checking next to our neighbors, like, hey, are you drinking to have fun or are you drinking because there's an issue going on in your life? And I feel like that's another thing that's like not really talked about within men in a sense, because it's always like a tough guy thing too. It's like,
good point.
just like kind of like making that a point to, hey, it's okay to have a couple drinks here and there, but
There's something deeper.
yeah, there's is it just because you're having an issue or is it because you're trying to have a good time? You know, it's been a long week of work, et cetera, et cetera. And I feel like that fine line right there needs to be discovered just a little bit more.
I think
that way, you know, you're able to differentiate, like, all right, you know, you have to promote drinking at the bar, but at the same time, it's like, we know it's bad. So like, we just need to find, you know, it's finding that bad line right there and kind of easing into it.